This isn't good. Really weird. And if the battery is a bit low or something. How strange.
Clear, bro. Welcome to Shobden in Herefordshire. I've just arrived from Kemble and had a fantastic lunch at this lovely little airfield, and now it's time to get back on board the Piper Arrow Yankee Tango for my flight back to Gamston. First though, I had a few issues to sort out before I could get on my way. Clear up!
November 31 Bravo, Roger.
Now, I've had issues starting the Arrow before, but never like this. Notice how the radios seem to cut out when I try to crank the engine, and it doesn't even turn the engine properly.
November 31 Bravo, Roger. Electricity 16, runway 26 main, instant wind 280 degrees 6 knots, take off your discretion.
26 main, take off discretion, electricity 16. Shobden Golf Bravo Whiskey, can we join
what's going on here then?
for runway 26?
This isn't good.
Golf Bravo Whiskey, if you're approaching from the north, that will take you over the north side of the ATZ where the gliding's in progress. I suggest you stay with the overhead joint.
No problem, Golf.
Thinking that it's a battery issue, I power off all of the unnecessary electrics and try to turn the engine again. It eventually gets going, and I make sure to pay close attention to how the engine and alternator are running during the ground checks. I didn't want to risk any issues popping up in flight. But everything after this seemed completely normal, and in fact remained normal for the entire flight. When I got back to Gamston, I logged it with the club to take a look at in case it was more than an issue of me being an idiot.
Okay, we're on. That's weird.
No issues were found, and for a couple of days it flew with no problem at all. A few days later, however, during the power checks for another flight, the pilot did the standard check to return the engine to idle, at which point the engine cut out completely. The aircraft went back to the hangar, where it turned out there was a serious issue with the fuel pump, which needed replacing completely. This shook me a little after the fact, realising that A, these issues were probably linked, and B, if I had cause to idle the engine for any reason at all, I could have lost power completely. Fortunately, the engine kept on going for me even when I idled it to land later in the flight, but it showed me how close it could have been to a very different situation.
Okay, already. Shobden information. Good afternoon, Golf Alpha Victor Yankee Tango, request radio check airfield information 1 POB VFR2 Gamston.
Golf Alpha Victor, Yankee Tango, Shobden information, readability 5. Taxi holding point Alpha, runway 26 left hand, QNH 1021.
Taxi holding point Alpha, runway 26 left hand, QNH 1021, Golf Alpha Victor Yankee Tango.
Shobden Golf Oscars, ready to line up 26 main, glider.
Okay, right, let us go.
What lined up 26 main, Oscars. Golf Bravo Whiskey is downwind, runway 26.
Golf Bravo Whiskey, Roger, report final.
Golf Bravo Whiskey.
Okay. T's and P's are within limits. Yeah, they're all looking good. Fuel selector onto the fullest tank, which is the left. Mixture rich. Propeller max, throttle set to 2. Brakes are holding. Propeller cycle. All looks good. Max. good, alter check. All good. Ammeter is charging. Vacuum pressure is fine. And idling. Back to 12. Fuel selector is on the fullest tank, which is the
Golf Bravo Whiskey is final, runway 26.
autopilot's off, magnetos on both, mixture is switched, propeller is
Bravo Whiskey, runway 26 main, into wind 340 degrees, 5 knots, land your discretion.
Takeoff.
Landing runway 26, Golf Bravo Whiskey.
Maps not needed. Fuel pump on. Engine instruments all checked. Flight instruments all checked. 1021. Door is closed and latched. We'll have this one shut as well. This is nice and secure. Controls full free. Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Golf Bravo Whiskey, road to the end, right turn via Bravo and taxi to visitor parking.
Road to the end, right on Bravo and to visitor parking, Golf Bravo Whiskey, thank you.
Golf Yankee Tango holding short at 26 Alpha, ready for departure.
Golf Yankee Tango, report lined up, runway 26 Northside Grass.
Report lined up, runway 26 Northside Grass, Golf Yankee Tango. Okay, so we're taking off on the grass by the looks of it. We'll stick some flapping actually on this one. Golf Yankee Tango lined up on 26 grass, ready for departure.
Radio, glider Kilo Alpha. Glider Kilo Alpha, standby, brake, Golf Yankee Tango, 26 North Grass, instant wind 290 degrees 7 knots, take off your discretion.
Taking off, Golf Yankee Tango. Okay, heels on the floor. Power set, let's go flying.
Glider Yankee Alpha, pass your message. Glider Kilo Alpha, we're just on the long wind and we're just to the north of your ATZ at 35. Glider Kilo Alpha, roger, QNH 1021, are you planning to remain in that area? 1021, we're going to be heading towards us, but we'll be here for the next few minutes. Glider Kilo Alpha, roger, sorry, say again where your destination is, or where you're planning to go next? Planned destination is us, gliding. Roger.
We're going to climb into the overhead and go from there, just because the gliding. To the north of the airfield, below 1500, so we're going to turn left, climb into the overhead. Cut him up very slightly there. Golf Yankee Tango in the overhead at 2,000 feet and departed to the north.
Golf Yankee Tango, roger, report ready to change frequency. Traffic is a glider operating to the north of the ATZ, 3,500 feet.
Report changing frequency and we'll keep a lookout for the glider, Golf Yankee Tango, thanks.
Golf Alpha Zulu, report 5 mile final. Report 5 mile final, Alpha Zulu. Golf Bravo November Kilo Charlie, shopping information, pass your message.
Bravo November Kilo Sierra, Cessna 152 out of Slape for Shopton, just coming a beam Ludlow, 2,200 on the 10.
Golf Yankee Tango leaving the zone to the northeast, changing to Birmingham now 123.980.
Station going to Birmingham with that, Yankee Tango.
Confirm Golf Yankee Tango leaving to the northeast and changing to Birmingham 123.980.
Thanks for the visit, good day.
Thanks, mate. Well, there we go.
And Birmingham radar,
Well, there we go, on our way back. I keep looking at the wrong camera because my low camera has stopped working. We're heading back to Gamston from Shopton. What a lovely little airfield it is down there. Really highly recommend that you go and give them a visit. Such an amazing bunch of people working there as well, so friendly. and helpful as well. Got a nice burger and chips as well, which was pretty pleasant. Now heading back home to Gambston. It's a flight that's going to take us from here actually about 50 minutes. We'll be back for about 2 o'clock local time. And it's a lovely, gorgeous afternoon here in the West Midlands over Herefordshire. So yeah, looking forward to a nice little flight today. Ooh. A bit bumpy down here. Trouble is I can't really go much higher. Can I go higher? I can try and get up to, 4 if I do that. Okay, so go 4. Up to 3.5 things to the bottom of this bag. Let's climb up to 4,000 and we'll just avoid Birmingham airspace.
Birmingham, good afternoon, Osprey 66, Osprey 3 to the southeast of Bedworth, inbound. Osprey 66. Just outside, Osprey 66. And I'm visual with the field, Osprey 66. Roger.
Osprey 66 in 1 mile, you will enter control airspace, radar control service.
Radar control inside, Osprey 66.
Osprey 66, contact tower 118.305.
Yeah, 118.305, Osprey 66.
Well, there we go, what an absolutely gorgeous day this day. Nice that there's a pretty thin layer of cloud there that you can just pop through. You're only in the cloud for like a few seconds and then you're on the other side of it. It's quite nice. We've had a lovely little day out today down to Shobden. Beautiful little airfield. Very friendly staff there, and they've got like a loyalty scheme by the looks of it. So every time you go, you get a little stamp on a card, and then you 7th landing, you get free. So which isn't too bad, but the landings aren't too expensive anyway. That's one of the things flying in this country is that you get landing fees everywhere you go. I mean, it's not bad. It's usually about 10-15 quid or something for this aircraft, but it's just little bits like that that sort of add up. For me, it's not an issue. I don't even know what the landing fees are half the time. I just got to tap my card and then, which is probably the wrong approach to have. However, it's not bad really. Shobden I think was around 12 quid or something. It's not bad at all. Approaching Telford now on the left. 5,000 feet, popping over Telford towards where we're going, Abbots, Bromley, Uttoxeter, and then Trent, which will take us across to Gambston. We should be landing there in about half an hour from now, so it's not too bad. Just in time to get the plane back at 2 o'clock for the next person. That's the only problem as well with renting an aircraft. It's great. I mean, the place I fly from Gambston is absolutely amazing. The staff who work there are brilliant, very easygoing, flexible, and all the rest of it. You do, of course, when you're renting, you've always got the time constraints and you're always dependent on aircraft availability. this aircraft's not so bad. It's part of the reason I went for the upgrade to the Arrow, because they don't really use this aircraft a lot. Maybe once a day it gets booked out. And you can book this for a few days generally, which is pretty nice, compared to like Lima Bravo, which is being used for lessons all the time. So this aircraft is much better for the sort of flying that I enjoy doing. It obviously is a bit more complex, but it means that I get to do things like today, where I've had the plane for like half a day and just fly all over the country in it for a bit. It's pretty nice. With it being a bit quicker, it means you get everywhere a bit faster as well, which is nice. We're cruising along at the minute for airspeed of 140 knots at the minute. We've got a ground speed of 140 knots as well, so yeah, we're tacking along at the minute. We're doing a ground speed at the minute of about 160 miles an hour, which is pretty quick. 140 knots ground speed right now, which is, yeah, this aircraft is awesome for flying like this. No wheels hanging underneath it to worry about, you just stick the foot down, off you go.
Damage is house, golf, stop golf.
So right about now we've got Class A airspace above. This is one of the issues in the UK. I mean, as you can see, we're in beautiful clear skies today, but there's airspace 5,500 feet. There's a massive chunk of Class A airspace that goes the entire length of the country, from 5,500 feet, or basically between London, Birmingham and Manchester. Anything above 5,500 feet is Class A, which means I can't fly in it. You've got to be a IFR rated pilot. I've got my restricted instrument rating. It's not happy to fly into Class A airspace, unfortunately. And to do that, you need a flight plan and all the rest of it. You basically got to be a commercial flight or a private jet. Also
climbing 3,000 feet to avoid the whole flying area.
So for me, I can't go in that airspace. So right now, I'm sitting at 5,000 feet. I'm a good 500 foot clear. I'm on the QNH pressure, which means that's theoretically what we need to be working on. But I'm maintaining 500 foot space below that airspace, just in case the pressure setting differs when you speak to Birmingham and stuff like that in a few minutes' time. So I'm staying down here at just under 5,500 feet, really. So just under 5,000 feet. So we're well clear, a good 600-700 foot clear of the bottom of that airspace at the minute, meaning that we're nice and safe. We're still comfortably above this cloud. It's nice and smooth. Temperature's not too bad. It's cooling off a bit now. We're a bit higher up. We'll be on the ground in about 20 minutes. 20 minutes from now. Yep. There we go. Birmingham to Gambston in 20 minutes. When have you ever been able to do that? That's awesome, isn't it? Right.
Got my chair, there's a lot of weak primary contact around Hope Farm, so maybe.
Let's have a listen to Doncaster's 80th as we start preparing for our arrival. 134.955. Yeah.
Of information, Foxtrot, and advise aircraft type on first contact. Doncaster, information, Foxtrot, time 1220 hours, runway is 02, surface wind 320, 10 knots, visibility 10 kilometer or more, fuel 2,800 feet, broken 3,300 feet, temperature +22, dew point +16, QNH 1019, acknowledge receipt of information Foxtrot and advise aircraft type on first contact.
Okay, I'm going to drop down now because Doncaster's 80s had the cloud base at 3,300 feet. So that looks like we're going to descend down to 3,000 so we can get under that cloud for the last bit of the flight, so I'm not having to do any sort of, for the last part of the flight I don't have to be doing any IMC while I'm trying to get everything set up for landing before we get down to 3,000 feet. I can get down to 3,000 now. It means that we've got a nice last bit of the
Element 5 for Echo,
nice
end of
easy
the
last
zone,
bit of the
report
flight.
towards the northern airfield boundary, VFR not above altitude 2,000 feet.
Clear to enter the zone, VFR not above altitude 2,000 feet from the northern aerodrome boundary. Thank you, 54 Echo.
Okay, I'm
Good
steam mode.
afternoon, Golf Delta Alpha Charlie Foxtrot, request basic service.
Golf Delta Alpha Charlie Foxtrot, East London, pass your message.
Golf Delta Alpha Charlie Foxtrot, or Cessna 152, routing Derby to Derby via Hughes Tuxter, Carpenter Water and Chatsworth House. Currently at 2,300 feet overhead, Church Broughton on the QNH 1019. Request basic service.
Romeo Sierra 8 it's spun back into life. You're showing 4,900 now.
That's copy, thanks very much. Looks intermittent, we'll monitor on the ground, thanks.
It's a G that's done it.
Must be.
Goodness radar, pipeline 8 turn, back on frequency, happy to free call. Left 122.130, maybe.
Traffic, 12 o'clock right to the left, body in sight.
Vicious backtrack if the aircraft downwind could extend.
Off up ready, I'll extend downwind for the aircraft back. Golf Kilo Victor vacating the circuit to south.
Golf Victor X-ray entering runway 03 for a backtrack.
Victor X-ray, Roger, nothing known to conflict.
Golf Victor X-ray rolling runway 03.
Surface wind 340 degrees, 9 knots.
Roger.
Golf Papa India, final contact 1 ahead.
Galveston Radio, good afternoon, Golf Alpha Victor Yankee Tango inbound.
Golf Alpha Victor Yankee Tango, Galveston Radio, good afternoon, pass your message.
Golf Alpha Victor Yankee Tango, Pipe Arrow, inbound 14 miles to the southwest, 2,500 feet. Request joining and landing information.
Golf Yankee Tango, Roger, runway near 03, left-hand circuit, QFE 1016.
03 left-hand circuit, QFE 1016, Golf Yankee Tango.
Golf Papa Yankee, steadside descending 03.
Golf Papa Yankee, Roger.
Golf Echo Oscar downwind runway 03, touch and go.
Golf Echo Oscar, Roger.
Golf Papa India, we're vacated at Bravo, request fuel please.
Okay, let's slow down a little bit now. Thorsby Lake straight ahead. Okay, the airfield's in sight. There is one downwind already at our level, so I'm going to turn to the left to a 360 orbit just to let him go because I want to join on.
It seemed quite busy in the circuit at Galveston, and if I wasn't careful I'd be getting pretty close to the other aircraft that were on late downwind and final approach, as I intended to join on left base for runway 03. I decided the easiest option was to make an orbit to give them time to get out of the way before I continued to join on base leg.
Okay, right. Done a little orbit there just to free up some space in front of us, hopefully. Golf Yankee Tango joining left base 03.
Golf Copy Yankee Tango, Roger. Okay, Kilo Roger, wind 360 degrees, 8 knots.
Contact him on the runway.
Golf Echo Oscar downwind, runway 03, touch and go.
Golf Echo Oscar, Roger.
Okay, reds, blues, greens. So bring an extra stage of flapping. Heading final. Golf Yankee Tango final 03 to land contact 1 ahead.
FS 9010 degrees, 8 knots.
Okay, final 03, 100 miles an hour. Running on all on, we've got reds, blues, greens, already checked that. There we go, landed.
Golf Echo Oscar, final runway 03.
Echo Oscar, Roger, wind 360 degrees, 9 knots, and 1 on the active.
Golf Yankee Tango runway vacated.
Yankee Tango, Roger.
So here we are then back at Gamston. For Yankee Tango it meant a few weeks off while they replaced the fuel pump. For me though, I was back in the air a few days later in Lima Bravo. Make sure you hit the subscribe button though to find out where I ended up in the next video.
Welcome to Gamston again, yay!
In the meantime, thank you for watching, take care, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.